Hello Soul Tribe, this is Renee Sear with InsideJobHealing.com coming to you live with this week's Energy Astro forecast. So this is a very exciting week because all planets are direct. Venus is no longer in retrograde as of January 29th, and Mercury is no longer in retrograde as of February 4th. So it is green lights all the way, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. I previously mentioned in other videos that February, March, and April going to be fast and furious, green lights only. So this is the time to take a risk. This is the time to step into the unknown, to step into your power and take those chances to start those new projects, those business or romantic relationships or friendships. It's time to explore. It's time to take risks. And it's time to do the things that you've always wanted to do, especially if you've never done them before. Don't worry about the confidence. Don't worry about the fact that excuse me, that you've never done those things. It's really time to kind of step outside your comfort zone. You have Uranus still in play, right? You have Mars, which is the planet of action, war, excuse me, drive and work, the masculine aspect in Capricorn. And Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so it's all about foundations. It's all about putting the groundwork in for long-term change and things like that. So now is the time to really work on those projects. Slow and steady wins the race that you really want to birth, that you've been waiting on, that you've had a lot of delays and stop and goes with that Uranus-Saturn conjunction. So it's time to really take chances this week and get the things that you want to get done. As far as communication, it's getting better. It's not 100% because I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on with me, but I am having a small little cough attack over here. But anyway, so with Mercury, since it is officially out of retrograde, but we're still in the post shadow, communication is better, but it's not 100%. So you might notice that you do want to go out to lunch with a friend, or you are feeling a little bit more communicative, or you want to do that coffee date, or whatever it is, or you might want to connect with that new potential business partner or vendor. So things are getting better as far as communication and stuff like that, and wanting to go out in the world. However, it's still not 100%. So don't push yourself too hard if you're not feeling super social, because the new moon just recently was in Aquarius, and Aquarius is the sign of innovation and humanitarianism, but it's also the sign of isolation, social isolation to be specific. So if you might be feeling that way, that's okay. Just go with the flow, do what you feel like doing, and don't push yourself to be too social yet. We are in COVID after all. And social distancing is still in play 2 years later. I actually started doing these videos 2 years ago because a lot of my clients were freaking out and didn't know what COVID was, didn't know what was going on astrologically, didn't know how to deal with this lockdown, didn't know how to deal with all these crazy things that we're dealing with. And now 2 years later, I'm still doing the videos. And like I said, I think I'm close to reaching that 100 video mark. Once I reach 100 and it marks the 2-year mark, I am actually going to take a break from these videos and figure out what I want to birth, what new content I want to do for social media, because I like to keep things innovative and fresh. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to continue doing these collective energy forecasts. Some theme in the collective that I want to draw your attention to is we have all been squeezed for the last 2 years. So a lot of us have faced financial hardships. We faced loneliness, or we faced possibility of being single and having a hard time dating, or we faced divorce, or we faced job loss or move, or we face not getting the house we want, whatever. It doesn't matter. We've all been squeezed in the outside world because our higher self has wanted us to learn the lesson that doesn't really matter if the world is burning around you. You need to find inner peace and inner happiness. And it is an inside job. That's why my company is called Inside Job Healing. If you are interested in finding inner peace and alignment and happiness, regardless of what is going on outside of you, regardless of you wanting to seek validation for your looks, for your body, for your status, for your car, for your house, whatever it is. All those things are temporary and they don't bring you true happiness. You need to feel fulfilled and aligned and happy within, regardless of the outside circumstances in your life. That is true spiritual mastery. If you're interested in learning more, hit me up on the bio. The link is in the bio. I do have a digital online course that will change your life. And so if you want to hear more, hit me up. What else? So basically that's what I've noticed the theme is that a lot of us are starting to really understand what is important in life because we've been squeezed so much that it's kind of forcing us to realize like what is important in life. Maybe it's not the cars, maybe it's not the houses, maybe it's not the jobs, maybe it's love and family and maybe it's you feeling good regardless of what's going on outside of you and having that inner peace and just trusting and surrendering to the universe and stepping into the unknown and living your dreams and being creative and co-creating with reality and being in flow. So hopefully you guys have been present through all of these things that have been going on in our society. Something else that I want to talk about is the fact that a lot of us have had, some deep trauma come up in the last, I would say, few days because we're ending a karmic cycle. The nodes have switched to Taurus in the North Node, which is where we're headed as collective, and Scorpio in the South Node. So that is going to be the new nodal activation for any future eclipses for the next 18 months. And Taurus has a lot to do with materialism, with security, with luxury, with money, with earthly things, with food, with agriculture. So just be on the lookout on what innovations happen in those areas over the next 18 months for us as a collective. So a lot of us are kind of revisiting the theme of safety and security. So you might be feeling it in your root chakra, which is at the bottom of your coccyx. It's the red chakra. It's all about materialism, earthly things, food, primal things, safety, and security. So hit me up in the comments if you've been feeling any lower back pain or anything like that. A lot of us have also been feeling really, really tired because whenever you suppress energy and have blocked energy from the past, from past traumas, from past emotions, which are just energy in motion, that's how disease develops, is that it turns from an energetic, unspiritual dis-ease to a physical manifestation if left unchecked. And that's why it's really important to seek help from an energy healer who knows what they're doing. Like moi, because they can clear those stuck energies and they're not going to develop into a physical manifestation of disease. And if you do have disease, then you need to also address it on a medical level with Western medicine as well, since now it's become not only energetic block, but it's also become a physical disease. So that's what disease is. It is trying to get our attention so we can heal whatever energy block, whatever ancestral trauma that we're dealing with. That's why disease is hereditary and genetic as well. So that way, once we heal that and we unblock ourselves, we're able to be in the flow and be healthy and not hold on to anything in the past. And since we are ending a karmic cycle, aka the Saturn-Uranus conjunction that we've been dealing with since late 2020, but mostly in 2021, it was highly activated. It was very irritating in January and February and in June and then in November. So we've just had a really rough year last year. A lot of us were like, 2021, thank you, next. Like we were so excited to be into 2022. So a lot of us are still dealing with some remnants of those themes because it is 2022, it's carrying over, but it's not at its height. But what I do encourage you to do is to cry, to journal, to reflect, experience some of those karmic themes that you're dealing with, whether it's injustice, whether or not feeling good enough, and whether not feeling worthy of receiving, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever karmic cycles that you're dealing with, you need to process them and transmute them, because in order for you to make room for the new, you need to get rid of the old. So that is my message for this week. It is very exciting. All energies are go. So go after the things that you want, clear the past so you can receive the energies of the future. And just enjoy, Mercury and Venus not being in retrograde. And let me know how you're doing in the comments. Renee Siri with InsideJobHealing.com.